Hello and welcome to the Java tutorial, and today I want to show you how to use methods in Java. So in the first step we make a new class. So go to new class and we call it methods. Finish. And in the first step we make, as you know, our main method. So the program knows where to start. Okay, we close the old one. Okay, it would be very easy if I show you at first some examples. So in the beginning, after this bracket, I make a new method, and the buzzwords for this are static void, and I call our method, this is the method name now, sag hello world, so say hello world. And after this, two brackets, very important. So this is like the basic of a method, and in this we want to make an output for the console, for the shell, and our output is with system print, and it's hello world. And to get a return in the main method, we have to go to the main method and put the method name from the second method. So a method say hello world, we put this in the main method. And don't forget the semicolon, it's an operation. Okay, click on run. And now let's see. Okay, let's see in a shell, we have hello world here. So it worked perfectly. Here starts our program. The method is passed. And after this, it's executed. We can do it multiple times, of course, so we can use our method in the main method multiple times. As you see here, 3 times. I click on run and look, we have it 3 times in a shell. For every method return, we have every time it's executed in the method. So as you see, it can be very, very helpful to use methods because it makes your code quite easier, more structured, and so more readable for yourself and maybe for your examiner or for your colleagues. So I want to show you some other types of method. There's also a type that passes a parameter when you execute it. So we make a new method after our main method. Use the buzzword static void, and now I type the name say hello world 2. Also don't forget the brackets. Okay. Now in this bracket, between these brackets, I write string name, so a name has to be passed in this method. And now we use our system output with print, and now I write hello, and then later you will see the name appears. So plus name. So now I go to the main method, and like the last time, I write the main method. You see it's an autocomplete. Say hello to, and now I have to write the string, so the name. And I write here Mr. Muller. Exclamation mark. Don't forget the semicolon after the bracket, of course. Okay, and if I run it now, look, we have hello world from the first step. And then hello Mr. Muller. Because look in the method, we have hello plus the name, the string, and we passed as a string Herr Muller, Mr. Muller, exclamation mark. Of course, we can do it multiple times also here, but with other names. For example, say hello to, and now I use another name, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Smith. So let's click on run and look what happens. we have hello world, then hello Mr. Muller, and now hello Mr. Smith. Okay, I hope you understood it. I now want to show you a third type of the method, and this is one of the most important types that gives you a return value. Look now on the code. You see where the buzzwords void and static it's a method, and void means you have no return value. So if we want to now have a method with a return value, we have to write static and now the type of the variable, and I write here down integer, int, for a number. And I call it return 10. So of course we want to have a return like 10, so I write return 10. And in this method I write return and now the number 10, the integer number. So this method gives you a 10. So if we want to use it now in the main method, we have to create a new variable, int x equals, and now we don't have to write 10, I just have to write the method, and it's return 10, semicolon. And now to look if it worked, I use system out and click on run. Okay, so now after the hello Mr. Smith, we have the 10, so it worked perfectly. It returns 10. So now you learned all about all the three methods. It's quite important what methods are existing. So we have the method that gives a return value, like here. Then we have the methods that passes a parameter inside the brackets, like here, string name. And as a third type, we have methods that do neither of these. So that's important that you understand that there are three types of these methods. As you see, we always work with methods. Like in the first step here, our main method is also a method. And look on this, the buzzwords like void and static occur. So of course, this is also a method. So maybe you didn't know it, but we worked with methods from the beginning on. Okay, in the next step, I want to show you that we can nest methods. So we can stick methods together and we can use a method inside a method. That is maybe a little bit more complicated, but I want to show you how to use this. So we create a new method, static int, and we call this redouble. So we have to redouble here numbers in this method. And this method, yes, should redouble the values. So I write return 2 times, and now the name of a variable. So I use x, then semicolon, it's operation, and between the round brackets I have to define the variable, to declare the variable. It's integer x. And now in the main method I pass this method and I say redouble 10. So, but of course we need a variable, so integer y equals redouble 10. So after this system output, we want to see what happens. So click on run, and you see we have 10 from the last time, from return 10, and then 20 from our redouble function, our redouble method, sorry. And you see it worked perfectly. It's the value 10 is passed through the method, it's executed, and in this method we have 2 times x, so x is 10, and in the result, as a result, we have 20. But we can, we don't need 10 to write the 10 here as a number, as an integer. We can also use the other method, like return 10, because in return 10 the result is 10. So look here, if we click on run, we have 20 as a result. So it's executed via all these methods. We can do it even more, or way more complicated. We can use this code and put it in the next line. So we don't need any variable like integer y. We can put it directly in the system output. And if we click on run now, you see it's 22. So I just want to show that this is possible. This is not doesn't make the code more readable or more understandable, but it's important that you know that this works. Okay, I hope you recognize all the methods now. You learned about all the types of methods. So that's everything for this tutorial, and thank